students, Miss Kulkarni here. Now we know the one-step calculations between moles and mass and moles and particles. In this video we are going to go through 2 steps. So one more time, our roadmap has to go through the heart, which is mole, or I call it as a hub, and then if we are going to go from particles to mass, keep in mind from particles we need to go to moles, and from moles we need to go to mass. Or if I go from mass to particles, we go from mass to moles, and from moles we go to particles. Let's begin with our very first question. This is how many atoms are present in pure iron nail. Iron is Fe, that's a symbol for iron. And when we talk about atoms, keep in mind atoms, formula units and molecules, all of these are particles. Atoms are for elements and these two are for compounds. That's the only difference. But whenever we see these words, always keep in mind those are nothing but simply the particles. And then in this problem now, let's see the mass is given as 13.2 grams. So we are beginning from grams for our journey, and our end point needs to be atoms or particles. We cannot go from mass in grams to particles directly. Our roadmap tells you go from mass or grams to moles, and from moles you're going to go through particles. How do we write that in our mathematical formula or grid? So whatever we get in the roadmap, all of that goes in on the top of the grid. Given goes always as a beginning number, which is 13.2. And now it's simple math. You're going to cancel out grams with grams. So diagonally across you write grams here, and we cancel out moles, so we write moles over here. Now remember, when we get a ratio of moles to gram, it's always 1 mole is equal to molar mass. The molar mass is the mass of 1 mole. So we're going to put 1 mole over here, and in place of grams we get molar mass, or which is the atomic mass in this case for iron, because iron is an atom, it's an element. So 55.85. And when it's a ratio for particles and moles, we are using 1 mole is equal to that magic number of particles. So that goes 6.022 10 to the 23rd. Then cancel off the units which are common, and then you're going to simply multiply the numerator divided by what we have in denominator, and your final answer is 1.45 times 10 to the 23rd. So many atoms or particles in this case. Okay, that wasn't difficult, right? Let's do some more problems. In this problem we are talking about a compound, magnesium chloride, and you know very well the formula is MgCl2. Okay, this is formula units. Again, formula unit is another way to mention particles for ionic compounds or molecules. So particles are given, and from particles we need to go to grams. The roadmap has to go through moles, so it's particles to moles and moles to grams. And let's put that in the right format. That's the particles, moles, and that's grams. Particles given are 6.25. We write the given things there, times 10 to the 25th, and then we simply cancel that off. And by this time you know the drill. 1 mole, and when it's particles we are going to use Avogadro's number or magic number, and when it's mass and moles we are going to use the molar mass. Now the molar mass for magnesium is 95 0.21 gram. So I plug that in, and then that's gone. And when you multiply and when you divide with that magic number, your answer comes out to be 9.88 times 10 to the third so many grams. Alright, let's do one more problem. Sodium chlorate. The formula is NaClO3, and let me get the molar mass for that quickly. The molar mass is 106.44 grams. And now, if this is given to you, you need to find out formula unit. So it's grams to moles and moles to particles, because that's what we mean by formula unit is particles. And oops, when we get grams, moles and particles, you begin with 20.0 grams. Okay, and already you got that now. So 1 mole, and gram is the molar mass. Okay, and when it's moles to particles, we got that number. And there we go. We cancel the common units, and the final answer comes out to be, let's see what I got. I believe I got 1.13 times 10 to the 23rd so many particles are formula unit. Alright, let's do one challenging one, and I'm going to get you started, and let's see if you can get the answer. This is a little tricky. The mass may or may not be always in grams. It could be in pounds. So look at this question. It is simple problem. It just looks a little different because the question is, how much does the sample weigh in pounds? So you should know one more equation which is given to you. Alright, if you want to write the roadmap, that is your given. Formula unit is nothing but particles. So that's the starting point. Particles 2. You're going to go to mass. That means you need to go through moles, and from moles you need to go to grams. And now, since the question is asking you for pounds, from grams you go to pound. So there you go. Okay. That's particles, that's moles, grams and pounds. Particles are 7.32. What's given to you, you write down that times 10 to the 24th. Particles here, moles here, grams here. You are just simply writing those diagonally across to cancel off those units. And look at the ratio. It's moles to particles. So it's 1 mole, and that will be magic number. This is moles to gram, so it's 1 mole, and it will be the molar mass for mercury 2 chloride. And I'm going to give you the molar mass for that, which is 271.5 grams. Alright, and now it's pound to grams. You are simply going to use this equation. 454 gram is equal to 1 pound, and the coefficients which we have, just take those coefficients with this ratio. So with pound we have 1, so we write that 1, and with grams we have 454, so that goes there. Cancel up the common units which we see diagonally across, and then you're going to multiply the entire numerator and divide by what you get in denominator. So that ends up having 7.27 pounds as the final answer. So look at this. You are done with 2-step stoichiometry problems, and also in that we did one problem which is converting grams to even pounds. So you're pretty ready for the next level, right? Alright, I'll see you next class.